Have you ever wondered why the most intelligent people often choose silence over words? Why do they seem to hold back when everyone else is rushing to speak? The truth is, there's a profound power in silence, a power that can transform your life if you learn to harness it. Today, we're diving deep into the art of knowing when to stay quiet, and by the end of this video, you'll walk away with insights so powerful they could redefine how you handle every conversation, conflict, or challenge. Stick around till the end, because I'm going to share something truly life-changing, something that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about communication. Silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's the presence of strength. Think about it. When was the last time you felt overwhelmed by someone shouting their opinions at you? Did it inspire you? Did it earn your respect? Probably not. Now think about someone who listened intently, who chose their words carefully, and who spoke only when necessary. That person didn't just command attention, they commanded admiration. Intelligent people understand this. They know that silence isn't weakness, it's a weapon. It's a tool for influence, self-control, and mastery over emotions. And today, you're about to discover exactly how to use it. Let's talk about human psychology for a moment. Studies show that we live in a world obsessed with noise. Social media updates, endless notifications, constant chatter. But here's the catch. Our brains aren't wired to process all of that. Overstimulation leads to stress, poor decision-making, and even burnout. Silence, on the other hand, gives your mind space to breathe, to think clearly, and to act intentionally. When you embrace silence, you take control of your mental environment. You stop reacting impulsively and start responding strategically. This shift alone can elevate your relationships, your career, and your personal growth. But let's be honest, silence isn't easy. Society conditions us to believe that speaking up is always better than staying quiet. We're told that being heard means being valued. Yet the opposite is often true. Have you noticed how the loudest voices in a room rarely carry the most weight? It's the quiet ones, the observers, the thinkers, who leave the deepest impact. Their silence speaks volumes because it's deliberate, it's calculated, it's intelligent. So what makes an intelligent person different? Why do they recognize the value of silence while others miss it entirely? The answer lies in awareness, in understanding themselves and the dynamics of human interaction. An intelligent person knows that words are like arrows. Once released, they can't be taken back. They know that timing matters more than volume, that listening matters more than talking, and that restraint matters more than reaction. These aren't just habits, they're principles rooted in wisdom. And these principles apply to 5 specific situations where silence becomes your greatest ally. By now, you might be wondering, what are these situations? How can I use silence to my advantage? How can I train myself to pause instead of react? All of these questions and more are about to be answered. But before we dive into the details, remember this. Mastering silence isn't just about improving your conversations. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that's calmer, wiser, and infinitely more capable. If you've ever wanted to stand out without saying a word, then keep watching, because what you're about to learn has the potential to change the way you navigate the world forever. And here's the reward I promised you. By the time this video ends, you'll not only understand the 5 situations where silence proves intelligence, you'll also gain access to a mindset shift that will help you rise above distractions, drama, and doubt. So stay with me. Let's unlock the secrets of silence together, one insight at a time. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people see it as a void, a gap that needs to be filled with words, explanations, or noise. But what if I told you that silence isn't empty? What if it's actually full of potential, clarity, and power? The truth is, silence is one of the most underrated tools for personal growth and emotional intelligence. It's not just a pause, it's a statement, a declaration of self-awareness, discipline, and inner strength. And understanding why silence matters can completely transform how you approach life. Let's take a moment to reflect on human psychology. Think about how much energy we waste trying to fill every second of silence. In conversations, in meetings, even in our own minds, we feel compelled to speak, to justify, to explain ourselves. But here's the reality. Constant talking doesn't make us smarter, more likable, or more successful. In fact, studies show that over-talking can have the opposite effect. It can make us appear insecure, unprepared, or even desperate for validation. Silence, on the other hand, projects confidence. When you choose to stay quiet, you signal to others and to yourself that you're comfortable in your own skin. You don't need external approval to feel whole. Now let's dig deeper into the science behind silence. Research has shown that moments of quiet reflection reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance decision-making. When you allow yourself to step away from the noise, your brain gets a chance to reset. It processes information more effectively, connects ideas more creatively, and generates solutions more efficiently. This is why some of the most brilliant minds throughout history valued solitude and silence. They understood that breakthroughs don't happen in chaos. They happen in calm. And this principle applies to everyday life too. Whether you're facing a tough decision, navigating a conflict, or simply trying to understand someone else's perspective, silence gives you the mental space to think clearly and act wisely. But there's another layer to this, the emotional side of silence. Have you ever noticed how speaking out of anger or frustration almost always makes things worse? Words spoken in haste can damage relationships, tarnish reputations, and create regrets that linger for years. Intelligent people know this. They recognize that emotions are temporary, but words are permanent. By staying silent during moments of heightened emotion, they protect themselves and those around them from unnecessary harm. They wait until the storm passes, until they've regained control of their thoughts and feelings. Only then do they respond with intention, with purpose, and with grace. This ability to pause and reflect before reacting is a hallmark of emotional intelligence. It separates those who react impulsively from those who respond thoughtfully. And it's not just about avoiding mistakes. It's about creating opportunities. Silence allows you to observe, to listen deeply, and to gather insights that others might miss. It positions you as someone who thinks before they speak, who values quality over quantity, and who prioritizes understanding over being understood. These qualities don't just earn respect, they build trust. People gravitate toward individuals who exude calmness and composure because they feel safe around them. They know they won't be judged, interrupted, or dismissed. So why does silence matter so much? Because it's the foundation of self-mastery. It's the bridge between reaction and response, between chaos and clarity, between noise and meaning. When you embrace silence, you take ownership of your mind, your emotions, and your actions. You stop letting external circumstances dictate your behavior and start leading with intention. You become someone who doesn't just survive challenges, but thrives through them. Imagine carrying this mindset into every area of your life. Picture yourself walking into a heated argument, a high-pressure meeting, or a difficult conversation, and choosing silence instead of defensiveness. Imagine the power of holding your ground without uttering a single word. That's the kind of presence silence gives you. It's not about suppressing your voice. It's about amplifying it by using it only when it truly matters. And when you do speak, your words carry weight because they're deliberate, thoughtful, and impactful. Silence isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. It's the ability to rise above the noise, to find strength in stillness, and to lead with quiet confidence. As we move forward, keep this in mind. Mastering silence isn't about becoming invisible, it's about becoming unforgettable. It's about standing out in a world that's constantly shouting by choosing to stand firm in your calm. And the journey starts now with understanding the profound significance of silence in shaping who you are and who you can become. Now let's talk about the first situation where silence proves intelligence. The moment when emotions run high. Have you ever been in a heated argument or a tense situation where your heart races, your mind clouds, and every fiber of your being screams to lash out. It's in these moments that the true test of self-betrayal begins. Intelligent people understand that losing control of their emotions doesn't just harm others, it harms themselves. And they know that silence is the ultimate shield against chaos. Emotions are powerful. They can drive us to incredible heights, but they can also pull us into depths we never intended to reach. We say things we don't mean, make decisions we later regret, and damage relationships we deeply value. But here's the truth. Emotions aren't the enemy. The real challenge lies in how we respond to them. Do we let them dictate our actions, or do we rise above them? Silence gives us the power to choose. Think about it this way. When emotions flare, silence acts as a buffer, a moment of pause between stimulus and response. Psychologists often refer to this as the gap. In that gap lies your freedom. The freedom to decide whether to react impulsively or respond thoughtfully. Intelligent people use silence to widen that gap. They take a step back, breathe deeply, and allow the intensity of the moment to pass. They know that reacting in the heat of the moment rarely solves problems. More often, it creates new ones. By staying silent, they protect themselves from saying something they can't take back and give themselves time to regain composure. But why is self-portray so important? Because it's the foundation of personal power. When you master your emotions, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You stop letting external events dictate your internal state. Instead, you become the architect of your reactions. This shift changes everything. It transforms how others perceive you, how you perceive yourself, and how you navigate challenges. People respect those who remain calm under pressure because they exude strength and reliability. They trust that no matter how chaotic the situation, you won't crumble. You'll lead. Silence in moments of emotional turmoil isn't just about avoiding conflict. It's about creating space for clarity. When you resist the urge to speak in anger or frustration, you give your rational mind a chance to catch up with your emotional impulses. You start to see the bigger picture. You begin to understand that most conflicts aren't worth the energy they consume. You realize that sometimes the best response isn't a reaction at all. It's restraint. Consider this. Every word you say carries weight, but not all words are created equal. Words spoken in haste can destroy trust, damage reputations, and leave scars that take years to heal. Words spoken with intention, however, have the power to inspire, to connect, and to build bridges. Intelligent people know the difference. They refuse to waste their words on fleeting emotions. Instead, they save them for moments that truly matter. Moments where their voice can make a positive impact. The beauty of using silence as a tool for self-control is that it benefits both you and those around you. For yourself, it fosters inner peace. It helps you maintain your dignity and integrity even in the face of provocation. For others, it creates an atmosphere of calm. When someone is yelling or upset, your silence can disarm them. It shifts the dynamic of the interaction, often diffusing tension and opening the door for resolution. You become the anchor in the storm, the steady presence that brings balance to chaos. This doesn't mean you should suppress your feelings or ignore valid concerns. On the contrary, silence gives you the opportunity to process your emotions constructively. It allows you to address issues with wisdom rather than impulsivity. By choosing silence in the heat of the moment, you position yourself to handle the situation with grace and maturity later on. You show the world and yourself that you're capable of rising above temporary setbacks and focusing on long-term solutions. Remember, mastering self to grow through silence isn't easy. It requires practice, patience, and discipline. But the rewards are immeasurable. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you strengthen your emotional resilience. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than your impulses. You take one step closer to becoming the person you aspire to be, someone who leads with calmness, thinks before they act, and inspires others through their example. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where emotions threaten to overpower reason, remember this: silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the quiet confidence that says, I am in control. And when you embrace that confidence, you unlock a level of influence and respect that few ever achieve. Now let's explore the second situation where silence proves intelligence. When someone is deliberately trying to provoke you. Have you ever encountered a person who seems intent on pushing your buttons, testing your patience, or dragging you into an argument? It could be a coworker, a family member, or even a stranger. Their words might sting, their tone might irritate, and their intentions might feel personal. But here's the truth: engaging in unnecessary arguments doesn't elevate you, it diminishes you. Intelligent people know this, and they choose silence instead of surrendering to the chaos. Arguments are like storms. They can escalate quickly, leaving destruction in their wake. When someone provokes you, their goal isn't always to resolve an issue or seek understanding. Often it's about control. They want to see how far they can push you, how much energy they can drain from you, and how easily they can disrupt your peace. But when you refuse to engage, you take away their power. Silence becomes your armor, a way to protect yourself from their attempts to destabilize you. By staying quiet, you send a clear message: I am not here to play your game. Think about the last time you were drawn into an argument that didn't serve you. How did it make you feel afterward? Exhausted, frustrated, regretful? That's because arguments fueled by provocation rarely lead to resolution. Instead, they waste your time, energy, and emotional resources. They pull you away from what truly matters and leave you feeling drained. Intelligent people understand this dynamic. They recognize that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every provocation deserves a response. Silence allows them to conserve their energy for things that actually matter, for pursuits that align with their goals, values, and purpose. But why is avoiding unnecessary arguments so difficult for so many of us? The answer lies in human psychology. We have an innate desire to defend ourselves, to prove our point, and to assert our worth. When someone challenges us, it triggers a primal instinct to fight back. However, intelligent people override this instinct. They pause and ask themselves, will engaging in this argument improve my life in any way? If the answer is no, they walk away, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. They know that arguing with someone who isn't seeking understanding is like trying to reason with a storm. You won't change its course, and you'll only get swept up in its fury. Silence in the face of provocation also demonstrates emotional maturity. It shows that you're not easily rattled, that you don't need to prove yourself to everyone, and that you value your peace more than temporary satisfaction. People notice this. They may not admit it openly, but deep down they respect those who refuse to stoop to negativity. When you stay calm and composed, you rise above the pettiness. You position yourself as someone who operates from a place of strength, not insecurity. And in doing so, you inspire others to do the same, or at the very least, you stop feeding their need for conflict. Another powerful aspect of silence in these situations is that it shifts the focus back to the provocateur. When you don't react, they're left standing alone with their negativity. Their words lose their impact because they have no one to bounce them off of. This can often lead them to reflect on their behavior, or at the very least realize that their attempts to provoke you aren't working. Silence disarms them in ways that arguments never could. Of course, choosing silence doesn't mean you're weak or indifferent. On the contrary, it takes immense strength to resist the urge to retaliate. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and a deep understanding of your priorities. Every time you opt for silence over engagement, you reinforce your ability to remain steady in the face of adversity. You train yourself to focus on what truly matters and let go of distractions that don't serve your growth. This mindset shift has profound implications for your life. By avoiding unnecessary arguments, you create space for positivity, productivity, and meaningful connections. You stop allowing toxic interactions to consume your mental energy and start directing that energy toward building the life you want. You become someone who isn't easily swayed by external negativity, someone who leads with calmness and clarity, even when others try to pull you into chaos. Remember, silence isn't about ignoring issues that need addressing. It's about discerning which battles are worth fighting and which ones will only weigh you down. It's about recognizing that your peace is priceless and refusing to trade it for fleeting victories in pointless arguments. When you master the art of silence in these moments, you reclaim your power. You show the world and yourself that you're stronger than any attempt to provoke you. So the next time someone tries to drag you into an unnecessary argument, pause, take a deep breath, and remember this. Silence isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's the quiet confidence that says, I don't need to win this moment to win in life. Now let's delve into the third situation where silence proves intelligence, when listening teaches more than talking. In a world that constantly pushes us to speak up, to be heard, and to assert ourselves, intelligent people understand the unparalleled value of simply listening. They know that true wisdom isn't found in dominating conversations, but in absorbing them. Silence, in this context, becomes an act of humility, a way to open your mind and heart to what others have to offer. And it's in these moments of quiet attentiveness that growth happens. Think about how often we prioritize speaking over listening. We're so focused on crafting our response, defending our point, or sharing our opinion that we miss the deeper meaning behind what someone is saying. But here's the truth. Listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about understanding perspectives, emotions, and intentions. It's about creating a space where others feel seen, valued, and respected. Intelligent people recognize this. They know that when you truly listen, you gain insights that no amount of talking could ever provide. Listening requires silence, not just externally, but internally as well. It means setting aside your own thoughts, biases, and agendas long enough to fully engage with someone else's. This isn't easy. Our minds are wired to jump ahead, to plan our next move, or to interrupt with our own ideas, but intelligent people resist this urge. They understand that every conversation is an opportunity to learn, to uncover new information, to see things from a different angle, and to build stronger connections. And they know that silence is the key to unlocking these opportunities. Psychologists often emphasize the importance of active listening in building trust and rapport. When you listen without interrupting, without judging, and without rushing to respond, you signal to the other person that their voice matters. You create an environment where honest communication can thrive. This not only strengthens relationships, but also fosters collaboration and mutual respect. People are more likely to share their thoughts, ideas, and concerns with someone who listens deeply because they feel understood. And when people feel understood, they're more willing to work together, support each other, and find solutions. But listening isn't just beneficial for others. It's transformative for you as well. Every time you choose to listen instead of speak, you expand your awareness. You expose yourself to new ways of thinking, new approaches to problems, and new possibilities for growth. You begin to see that everyone has something valuable to contribute, even if their perspective differs from yours. This openness to learning is a hallmark of intelligence. It's what separates those who think they already know everything from those who are eager to discover more. Silence in listening also gives you the power to observe. Beyond the words being spoken, there's tone, body language, and emotion, all of which tell a deeper story. Intelligent people pay attention to these subtleties because they know that understanding someone goes beyond their words. By staying silent and fully present, you pick up on cues that others might miss. You notice hesitation, excitement, discomfort, or enthusiasm. These insights allow you to respond more thoughtfully and effectively, whether you're offering advice, solving a problem, or simply providing support. Of course, choosing silence over talking doesn't mean you never share your thoughts or opinions. It means you wait for the right moment to do so. a moment when your words can add value rather than noise. Intelligent people know that timing is everything. They don't rush to fill the silence. They let it breathe. They trust that their voice will carry more weight when it's used sparingly and intentionally. And when they do speak, their words resonate because they've taken the time to truly understand the situation and the people involved. This mindset shift has profound implications for your personal and professional life. By prioritizing listening over talking, you become someone who inspires trust and confidence. You position yourself as a leader who values collaboration over dominance, empathy over ego, and understanding over assumption. People gravitate toward you because they know you'll hear them out before jumping to conclusions. You create a foundation of respect that strengthens every interaction you have. Remember, listening isn't passive, it's active. It requires effort, patience, and focus, but the rewards are immeasurable. Every time you choose to listen instead of speak, you deepen your connections, broaden your perspective, and elevate your influence. You show the world and yourself that you're someone who leads with curiosity, humility, and wisdom. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, resist the urge to dominate it. Instead, embrace silence, listen deeply, pay attention to what's being said and what's not being said. Trust that in doing so, you'll gain far more than you ever could by speaking, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Now let's explore the fourth situation where silence proves intelligence. When negativity surrounds you, have you ever walked into a room and felt the weight of toxic energy? Or found yourself caught in a conversation that left you drained, frustrated, or overwhelmed? Negativity has a way of seeping into our minds and stealing our peace if we let it. But intelligent people know how to shield themselves from this emotional drain. They use silence as their fortress, a way to protect their mental space and preserve their inner calm. Negativity is like a storm. It doesn't just affect those directly involved. It spreads to everyone nearby. Gossip, complaints, criticism, and pessimism can quickly pollute your environment, leaving you feeling tense and unsettled. And while it's natural to want to engage, to defend yourself, to offer solutions, or to vent alongside others, intelligent people recognize that participating in negativity only amplifies it. Instead, they choose silence. They step back, refusing to let external chaos disrupt their internal harmony. Think about the toll negativity takes on your mind and body. When you immerse yourself in toxic conversations or environments, your stress levels rise, your focus diminishes, and your overall well-being suffers. Over time, this can lead to burnout, anxiety, and even physical health issues. Intelligent people understand that their peace is priceless, and they guard it fiercely. They know that every moment spent absorbing negativity is a moment stolen from their own growth, happiness, and potential. Silence becomes their weapon, a way to distance themselves from what doesn't serve them and redirect their energy toward what does. But protecting your peace isn't just about avoiding conflict or walking away from difficult conversations. It's about setting boundaries, both with others and with yourself. Intelligent people don't allow negativity to take root in their thoughts. They refuse to replay harmful words in their minds or dwell on situations they can't control. When faced with toxicity, they consciously choose not to react. They let silence act as a filter, separating what truly matters from what doesn't. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It means recognizing when engaging will only fuel the fire and deciding instead to rise above it. Silence in these moments also sends a powerful message to those around you. When you refuse to participate in negativity, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. You show others that your energy is valuable and that you won't waste it on unproductive or harmful interactions. This boundary creates a ripple effect. People begin to respect your calm demeanor and may even start to mirror it. By staying silent, you inspire others to shift their focus from complaining to creating, from criticizing to collaborating, and from tearing down to building up. Another profound aspect of using silence to protect your peace is that it strengthens your resilience. Every time you resist the pull of negativity, you reinforce your ability to stay grounded in the face of challenges. You train yourself to respond to adversity with grace rather than frustration, with solutions rather than complaints. This mindset shift empowers you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and confidence. You stop seeing obstacles as threats and start viewing them as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more composed. Of course, protecting your peace through silence requires discipline. It's tempting to join in when everyone else is venting, or to defend yourself when someone tries to bring you down. But intelligent people understand that engaging in negativity rarely leads to resolution. It often escalates the problem. They remind themselves that their worth isn't determined by others' opinions or actions. They focus on what they can control, their response, and let silence do the rest. This practice has transformative effects on your life. By shielding yourself from negativity, you create space for positivity, creativity, and fulfillment. You free up mental energy to pursue your passions, nurture meaningful relationships, and build the future you envision. You become someone who radiates calmness and strength, even in the midst of chaos. People are drawn to your presence because it feels safe, uplifting, and inspiring. Remember, your peace is non-negotiable. It's the foundation of your happiness, your success, and your ability to make an impact. When you prioritize protecting it, you reclaim your power. You show the world and yourself that you're strong enough to rise above negativity and wise enough to focus on what truly matters. So the next time you find yourself surrounded by negativity, pause, take a deep breath, and remember this. Silence isn't avoidance, it's protection. It's the quiet confidence that says, I am the guardian of my own peace. Now let's turn our attention to the fifth and final situation where silence proves intelligence. When words could hurt or destroy trust. Have you ever stopped to think about the weight your words carry? They can build bridges or burn them. They can heal wounds or reopen them. Intelligent people understand this delicate balance, and they know that not every truth needs to be spoken. Silence in these moments becomes a shield, a way to protect relationships, preserve dignity, and uphold trust. Words are powerful tools, but like any tool, they can either create or destroy. When emotions run high, when tensions flare, or when vulnerabilities surface, it's easy to say things that cut deeper than intended. A careless comment, a harsh critique, or even an honest observation delivered at the wrong time can leave scars that linger long after the moment is past. Intelligent people recognize this risk and they choose their words carefully, or sometimes they choose not to speak at all. Think about the last time someone said something that stayed with you. Something that made you question your worth, your abilities, or your intentions. Words have a way of embedding themselves in our minds, shaping how we see ourselves in the world around us. This is why intelligent people approach communication with mindfulness. They ask themselves, will my words uplift or undermine? Will they bring clarity or confusion? Will they strengthen trust or shatter it? If the answer leans toward harm, they opt for silence. Silence in these situations isn't about withholding honesty. It's about delivering it with care. There is a difference between being brutally honest and being wisely truthful. Intelligent people understand that timing, tone, and intention matter just as much as the message itself. Sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is to hold your tongue until the moment is right. By staying silent, you give yourself the space to reflect, to process, and to ensure that your words serve a purpose greater than fleeting frustration or impulse. But why is knowing what not to say so difficult for so many of us? The answer lies in human nature. We're wired to express ourselves, to share our thoughts, and to seek validation. In moments of vulnerability or conflict, it's tempting to speak without thinking, to defend ourselves, to justify our actions, or to vent our frustrations. However, intelligent people resist this urge. They remind themselves that silence isn't cowardice, it's courage. It takes strength to bite your tongue when every instinct tells you to lash out. It takes wisdom to prioritize the well-being of a relationship over the need to win an argument or prove a point. Another profound aspect of silence in these moments is that it preserves trust. Trust is fragile. It takes years to build, but only seconds to break. Once damaged, it's incredibly difficult to repair. Intelligent people know this, and they guard trust fiercely. They understand that speaking without thought can erode the foundation of even the strongest relationships. By choosing silence, they demonstrate respect for others' feelings, for their boundaries, and for the bond they've worked so hard to nurture. This mindset shift has far-reaching implications for your life. By knowing what not to say, you become someone who speaks with intention rather than reaction. You position yourself as a person of integrity, someone who values connection over confrontation, understanding over judgment, and compassion over criticism. People trust you because they know you won't use your words as weapons. They feel safe confiding in you, sharing their struggles, and seeking your guidance. Of course, mastering this skill requires practice. It means pausing before you speak, weighing the potential impact of your words, and considering whether silence might serve the situation better. It means resisting the temptation to say everything on your mind simply because you can. Intelligent people know that true strength lies in restraint, that sometimes the most impactful thing you can do is to hold back. Remember, silence isn't about suppressing your voice. It's about honoring its power. It's about recognizing that your words have the ability to shape lives, including your own, and choosing to wield that ability responsibly. Every time you opt for silence over harmful speech, you reinforce your emotional intelligence, your self-control, and your commitment to fostering meaningful connections. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where your words could hurt or destroy trust, pause. Take a deep breath, and remember this: silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the quiet confidence that says, I value this relationship more than I value proving myself right. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the wisdom that has inspired countless individuals to embrace silence as a form of strength. There's a reason why some of the most respected figures in history are remembered not just for their words, but for their actions. Their ability to listen, observe, and act with intention. Their lives serve as a testament to the power of restraint, humility, and focus. Intelligent people understand that true greatness isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about making every word and every action count. Consider the philosophy of preparation over noise. Many successful individuals didn't rise to prominence by constantly seeking attention or validation. Instead, they spent years honing their craft, mastering their emotions, and perfecting their approach before stepping into the spotlight. They knew that success isn't built on empty promises or flashy declarations. It's built on steady effort, discipline, and quiet determination. Silence became their ally during this process, allowing them to channel their energy into what truly mattered rather than wasting it on distractions. This principle applies to all areas of life. Whether you're working toward a personal goal, navigating a challenging relationship, or striving to make an impact in your community, the same rule holds true. Preparation trumps performance. Intelligent people prioritize the work behind the scenes, the moments where no one is watching, because they know that's where real growth happens. They resist the urge to rush, to boast, or to seek instant gratification. Instead, they stay patient, trusting that their efforts will speak for themselves when the time is right. But there's another layer to this wisdom: the importance of humility. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less. It's about recognizing that you don't have all the answers, that others' perspectives matter, and that there's always room to grow. Intelligent people embody this mindset. They don't feel the need to dominate conversations or prove their superiority. Instead, they remain open to learning, listening deeply, and valuing the contributions of those around them. This humility not only earns them respect, but also creates opportunities for collaboration, innovation, and mutual growth. Focus is another cornerstone of this philosophy. In a world filled with endless distractions, social media notifications, constant updates, and the pressure to stay relevant, Intelligent people know how to tune out the noise. They set clear priorities, eliminate what doesn't align with their goals, and dedicate themselves fully to the task at hand. Silence plays a crucial role here too. By creating moments of stillness, they give their minds the clarity needed to concentrate, to think critically, and to execute with precision. This focus allows them to achieve extraordinary results without burning out or losing sight of their purpose. What makes this approach so powerful is its simplicity. It's not about chasing perfection or trying to impress others. It's about showing up consistently, putting in the work, and letting your actions speak louder than your words. Intelligent people understand that influence isn't granted, it's earned. And it's earned not through grand gestures or loud declarations, but through small, deliberate choices made day after day. This mindset has profound implications for your own journey. By adopting these principles, preparation, humility, and focus, you position yourself for long-term success. You stop comparing yourself to others and start measuring your progress against your own potential. You become someone who leads by example, inspiring others through your dedication and authenticity. People trust you because they see that you're committed to growth, both personally and collectively. Remember, greatness isn't achieved overnight. It's the result of countless hours spent refining your skills, managing your emotions, and staying true to your vision. Every time you choose silence over noise, patience over haste, and action over talk, you move one step closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. You show the world and yourself that you're capable of rising above fleeting distractions and focusing on what truly matters. Now, let's take a deeper dive into the science behind silence and why it holds such transformative power. While we've explored its emotional and relational benefits, the psychological research on silence reveals even more compelling reasons to embrace it. Intelligent people don't just rely on intuition, they trust the evidence. And when it comes to silence, the data is clear. It's one of the most effective tools for mental clarity, stress reduction, and overall well-being. Studies have shown that silence isn't merely the absence of noise. It's an active state that allows the brain to reset and recharge. In today's fast-pacing world, our minds are constantly bombarded with stimuli, notifications, conversations, deadlines, and endless distractions. This sensory overload can lead to cognitive fatigue, impaired decision-making, and even burnout. But silence acts as a sanctuary for the mind. It gives your brain the space it needs to process information, consolidate memories, and generate creative solutions. Intelligent people tap into this by intentionally carving out moments of quiet reflection in their daily lives. One fascinating study conducted in Finland found that just 2 hours of silence per day could significantly reduce stress levels and improve focus. Participants reported feeling calmer, more centered, and better equipped to handle challenges after periods of uninterrupted quiet. Another study from Duke University revealed that silence enhances neurogenesis, the growth of new neurons in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. These findings underscore what intelligent people already know. Silence isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for optimal brain function. But the benefits of silence extend beyond the physical. Psychologically, it fosters self-awareness, a critical component of emotional intelligence. When you allow yourself to sit in silence, you create an opportunity to tune into your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. You begin to notice patterns, what triggers your stress, what brings you joy, and where you might need to make changes. Intelligent people use these insights to navigate life with greater intention and purpose. They don't react impulsively because they've taken the time to understand themselves deeply. Silence also plays a crucial role in creativity. Have you ever noticed how some of your best ideas come when you're alone with your thoughts? Whether it's during a walk, a shower, or a quiet moment before bed, silence provides the mental breathing room needed for innovation. Research published in the Journal of Environmental Psychology highlights that silence stimulates the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain associated with problem solving and abstract thinking. By embracing silence, intelligent people unlock their ability to think outside the box and approach challenges with fresh perspectives. Another powerful aspect of silence is its impact on relationships. Psychological studies consistently show that people feel more connected and understood when others listen attentively without interrupting. Silence communicates empathy. It signals that you're fully present and willing to give someone your undivided attention. Intelligent people leverage this dynamic to build stronger bonds, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. They know that being heard is one of the deepest human needs, and silence is the key to fulfilling it. Moreover, silence has been linked to improved resilience. Life is full of uncertainties, setbacks, and moments of discomfort. How we respond to these challenges often determines our success and happiness. Silence gives us the mental clarity to assess situations objectively, regulate our emotions, and choose constructive responses over reactive ones. It strengthens our ability to adapt, persevere, and grow stronger through adversity. Intelligent people recognize this and make silence a cornerstone of their coping strategies. The implications of this research are profound. By incorporating silence into your daily routine, you equip yourself with a tool that enhances nearly every aspect of your life. You become sharper, calmer, and more resourceful. You develop the emotional intelligence needed to navigate complex relationships in high-pressure environments. And perhaps most importantly, you cultivate a sense of inner peace that no external circumstance can disrupt. Remember, silence isn't something you have to wait for. It's something you can create. Whether it's setting aside 5 minutes each morning for mindfulness, turning off distractions during focused work, or simply pausing before responding in a conversation, small moments of silence add up. Intelligent people understand that these moments aren't wasted. They're investments in their mental, emotional, and psychological well-being. Now let's explore how silence shapes social dynamics and builds respect. A quality that intelligent people understand is earned, not given. In a world where everyone seems to be competing for attention, silence stands out as a rare and powerful trait. It commands presence without demanding it. Intelligent people know that when you choose silence over noise, you position yourself as someone who operates from a place of confidence, wisdom, and authenticity. And in doing so, you naturally draw respect from those around you. Think about the people you admire most, the ones whose opinions carry weight, whose actions inspire trust, and whose words leave a lasting impact. What sets them apart? Often, it's their ability to listen deeply, speak thoughtfully, and remain calm under pressure. They don't feel the need to fill every pause with chatter or dominate every conversation. Instead, they let their silence do the talking. This quiet confidence signals to others that they're secure in who they are and intentional about how they show up in the world. And people notice this. They gravitate toward those who exude steadiness and self-assurance. Silence also shifts the balance of power in social interactions. When you resist the urge to react impulsively or jump into every discussion, you create space for others to step forward. You allow them to share their thoughts, express their concerns, and contribute meaningfully. Intelligent people understand that leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about empowering others to find their own. By staying silent, you give others permission to shine while simultaneously reinforcing your role as someone who values collaboration over control. This dynamic fosters mutual respect and strengthens relationships. But there's another layer to this. Silence demonstrates emotional intelligence. People respect those who can regulate their emotions, especially in high-stakes situations. Imagine being in a heated debate or a tense meeting. What happens when someone chooses to stay calm and composed instead of reacting defensively? Their silence disarms tension, diffuses conflict, and resets the tone of the interaction. It shows maturity, restraint, and an ability to rise above petty disagreements. Intelligent people use this to their advantage, knowing that respect isn't earned through aggression, but through grace. In professional settings, silence can be particularly impactful. Have you ever noticed how some individuals seem to command authority simply by listening? They don't interrupt, they don't rush to conclusions, and they don't try to prove themselves at every turn. Instead, they observe, absorb, and respond only when necessary. This approach not only makes them appear more competent, but also earns them credibility. Colleagues and supervisors begin to see them as thoughtful, reliable, and capable of handling responsibility. Silence becomes a tool for influence, a way to lead without overtly asserting dominance. Socially, silence also helps you avoid unnecessary drama. Intelligent people recognize that engaging in gossip, arguments, or toxic conversations rarely leads to positive outcomes. These interactions drain energy, damage reputations, and erode trust. By choosing silence, you protect yourself from becoming entangled in negativity, while signaling to others that you value integrity over entertainment. Over time, this consistency builds a reputation for reliability and strength. People learn that they can count on you to remain level-headed even in challenging situations. Another profound aspect of silence in social dynamics is its ability to foster deeper connections. When you truly listen, without interrupting, judging, or planning your response, you make others feel valued. You show them that their thoughts matter, that their feelings are acknowledged, and that their presence is appreciated. This creates a foundation of trust and mutual understanding. Intelligent people prioritize these moments because they know that meaningful relationships are built on genuine connection, not superficial exchanges. Silence becomes the bridge that brings people closer together. Of course, building respect through silence requires consistency. It's not enough to stay quiet once or twice. You must embody this mindset consistently. Intelligent people practice this daily, whether it's by pausing before responding, refraining from unnecessary commentary, or simply giving others the floor during discussions. Each act of silence reinforces their reputation as someone who thinks before they act and speaks only when it adds value. The ripple effects of this approach are transformative. As you build respect through silence, you create opportunities for growth, collaboration, and influence. You become someone others look up to, not because you demand their admiration, but because you've earned it through your actions. You inspire those around you to adopt similar behaviors, creating a culture of mindfulness, empathy, and mutual support. Remember, respect isn't something you can force. It's something you cultivate. By embracing silence, you demonstrate that you value substance over spectacle, patience over impulsivity, and connection over chaos. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you reinforce your ability to lead with dignity and purpose. Now, let's address a common misconception that holds many people back: the fear of silence. For some, silence feels uncomfortable, awkward, or even intimidating. They worry that moments without words will be perceived as weakness, disinterest, or uncertainty. But intelligent people understand that this fear is rooted in misunderstanding. Silence isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. And when you learn to overcome this fear, you unlock a deeper level of confidence, connection, and authenticity. The fear of silence often stems from societal conditioning. From a young age, we're taught to fill every gap with noise, to speak up, to participate, to make our presence known. Silence, on the other hand, is frequently misinterpreted as hesitation or lack of engagement. But here's the truth. Silence doesn't mean you have nothing to say. It means you're choosing your moments wisely. Intelligent people recognize that not every pause needs to be filled, not every thought needs to be voiced, and not every interaction needs to be dominated. By reframing silence as a strength rather than a weakness, they transform how they show up in conversations and relationships. Think about the last time you experienced an awkward silence. Did it feel unbearable? Did you rush to break it with small talk or unnecessary comments? What if instead you leaned into it? What if you allowed the moment to breathe, trusting that it would pass naturally? Intelligent people do exactly this. They understand that silence creates space for reflection, for connection, and for understanding. It gives others the opportunity to process their thoughts and respond authentically. In fact, studies show that comfortable silences can actually deepen relationships by fostering a sense of trust and ease. When you stop fearing silence, you open the door to more meaningful interactions. But overcoming the fear of silence requires a shift in mindset. It starts with recognizing that silence isn't empty, it's full of potential. Every pause is an invitation to listen more deeply, to observe more closely, and to connect more genuinely. Intelligent people use these moments to tune into what's unsaid, the emotions, intentions, and unspoken needs behind the words. They know that sometimes the most powerful communication happens in the spaces between sentences. By embracing silence, they demonstrate emotional intelligence and create opportunities for others to express themselves fully. Another important aspect of overcoming this fear is understanding that silence builds confidence. When you stop relying on constant chatter to prove yourself, you begin to trust your presence alone as enough. You realize that you don't need to fill every moment with noise to be valued or respected. This realization is liberating. It frees you from the pressure to perform and allows you to show up as your authentic self. Intelligent people embody this mindset, knowing that true influence comes not from speaking constantly, but from being fully present. Silence also helps you navigate high-pressure situations with greater composure. Imagine being in a job interview, a negotiation, or a difficult conversation. What happens when you pause before responding? Your silence signals thoughtfulness, intentionality, and control. It shows that you're considering your words carefully rather than reacting impulsively. This ability to remain calm and collected under pressure earns admiration and respect. Intelligent people leverage this dynamic, using silence as a tool to project confidence and authority. Of course, overcoming the fear of silence takes practice. It means resisting the urge to fill every gap, to justify your actions, or to seek external validation. It means sitting with discomfort until it transforms into clarity. Intelligent people approach this process with patience, knowing that growth happens gradually. Each time they choose silence over reaction, they reinforce their ability to stay grounded and focused. The benefits of conquering this fear are profound. As you become more comfortable with silence, you'll notice a shift in how others perceive you. You'll be seen as someone who listens deeply, thinks critically, and speaks intentionally. People will gravitate toward your calm demeanor and steady presence, trusting that you'll offer thoughtful insights rather than impulsive reactions. You'll also experience a newfound sense of peace within yourself, free from the pressure to constantly prove your worth through words. Remember, silence isn't something to fear, it's something to celebrate. It's the quiet confidence that says, I am enough. When you let go of the need to fill every moment with noise, you create space for authenticity, connection, and growth. You show the world and yourself that your value isn't tied to how much you speak, but to how meaningfully you engage. Now let's shift our focus to practical steps you can take to practice silence in your daily life. Understanding the power of silence is one thing, putting it into action is another. Intelligent people don't just admire silence, they actively incorporate it into their routines, using it as a tool for growth, clarity, and self-mastery. If you're ready to harness this transformative force, here are actionable strategies to help you embrace silence and make it a natural part of who you are. The first step is to pause before responding. In conversations, we often feel pressured to reply immediately, as if any delay might signal uncertainty or weakness. But intelligent people know that taking a moment to think before speaking is a sign of wisdom, not hesitation. Start small. When someone asks you a question or shares an opinion, resist the urge to jump in right away. Take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, and then respond with intention. This simple practice not only improves the quality of your communication, but also demonstrates emotional intelligence and respect for the other person's input. Another powerful tip is to set aside dedicated time for quiet reflection each day. Whether it's 5 minutes in the morning, during lunch, or before bed, create a space where you can disconnect from external noise and tune into your inner world. Use this time to journal your thoughts, meditate, or simply sit in stillness. Intelligent people understand that these moments of solitude recharge their mental and emotional batteries, allowing them to approach challenges with renewed focus and creativity. Even if life feels busy, carving out even a few minutes of silence can have a profound impact on your well-being and decision-making. Next, challenge yourself to listen more and speak less. In conversations, pay attention to how often you interrupt, dominate, or redirect the discussion back to yourself. Intelligent people prioritize understanding over being understood. They let others finish their thoughts without jumping in prematurely. To cultivate this habit, practice active listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding occasionally, and summarizing what the other person has said before offering your perspective. By doing so, you'll deepen your connections and show others that their voices matter. You can also use silence strategically in high-pressure situations. For example, during negotiations, interviews, or conflicts, resist the urge to fill every pause with words. Instead, allow moments of silence to work in your favor. Intelligent people know that silence can create a sense of anticipation, prompting others to reveal more information or reconsider their stance. It also gives you time to process what's being said and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The next time you find yourself in a tense or critical situation, remember that silence isn't awkward, it's strategic. Another way to practice silence is by limiting unnecessary verbal reactions. How often do you say yes, no, or offer quick opinions without fully considering the implications? Intelligent people weigh their words carefully, knowing that once spoken, they can't be taken back. Train yourself to pause and reflect before agreeing, disagreeing, or commenting. Ask yourself, does this add value? Is it necessary? Will it serve a greater purpose? By filtering your responses through these questions, you'll develop a reputation for thoughtful, deliberate communication. Additionally, consider replacing some of your verbal expressions with nonverbal cues. A smile, a nod, or a gentle touch can convey empathy and understanding without requiring words. Intelligent people recognize that sometimes actions speak louder than language. These subtle gestures not only enhance your interactions, but also reinforce the power of presence over performance. Finally, surround yourself with environments that encourage silence. Turn off unnecessary notifications, designate tech-free zones in your home, or spend time in nature to immerse yourself in stillness. Intelligent people design their surroundings to support their goals, and cultivating silence is no exception. By reducing external distractions, you create opportunities to connect with your thoughts, emotions, and intentions on a deeper level. Remember, practicing silence doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that develops over time. Be patient with yourself as you experiment with these strategies and celebrate the small victories along the way. Every moment of silence you embrace brings you closer to becoming someone who leads with calmness, thinks with clarity, and speaks with purpose. Now, let's draw inspiration from real-life examples of individuals who mastered the art of silence and achieved extraordinary success. These stories aren't just tales of achievement. They're lessons in how patience, restraint, and thoughtful action can lead to breakthroughs that loudness or haste never could. Intelligent people understand that silence isn't passive, it's a deliberate choice that often paves the way for greatness. By reflecting on these examples, you'll see firsthand how embracing silence can transform your own journey. Consider the story of a renowned scientist who spent years working tirelessly in obscurity before making a groundbreaking discovery. For much of his career, he faced skepticism, doubt, and even ridicule from peers who dismissed his unconventional ideas. But instead of defending himself or trying to convince others, he chose silence. He poured his energy into research, experimentation, and refinement, letting his work speak for itself. When the results finally emerged, they silenced the critics and earned him global recognition. His story reminds us that staying quiet in the face of negativity allows you to focus on what truly matters, your vision and your purpose. Or take the example of a successful entrepreneur who built a billion-dollar company by mastering the art of listening. In meetings, she rarely spoke first. Instead, she observed, asked questions, and absorbed insights from her team before offering her perspective. Her silence wasn't a sign of disengagement. It was a strategy for gathering diverse viewpoints and fostering collaboration. By giving others the space to contribute, she created an environment where innovation thrived. Her leadership style became a blueprint for success, proving that silence can amplify voices beyond your own and drive collective progress. Another powerful story comes from the world of sports. A legendary athlete once described how silence played a pivotal role in his training regimen. While others sought attention through flashy interviews or social media posts, he remained focused and reserved, channeling his energy into preparation. He visualized victories, practiced relentlessly, and embraced solitude to sharpen his mental resilience. When competition day arrived, his performance left no room for debate. He had outworked everyone, silently and steadily. His triumph serves as a reminder that true champions are forged in moments of quiet dedication, not in the pursuit of external validation. Even in personal relationships, silence has proven transformative. There's the story of a couple who navigated a challenging season in their marriage by choosing to listen rather than argue. During heated discussions, one partner would pause, breathe, and allow the other to express their feelings without interruption. This simple act of silence diffused tension and opened the door for honest communication. Over time, their relationship grew stronger because they prioritized understanding over winning arguments. Their experience highlights how silence can heal wounds, rebuild trust, and deepen connections when used with intention. These stories share a common thread. Intelligent people recognize that timing is everything. They know that rushing to react or speak often leads to mistakes, while waiting for the right moment creates opportunities for impact. Whether it's a scientist perfecting his craft, an entrepreneur empowering her team, an athlete preparing for victory, or a couple rebuilding their bond, silence becomes the foundation for lasting success. But what makes these examples so relatable is that they mirror our own potential. Each of us faces moments where we must decide between reacting impulsively or responding thoughtfully. We encounter situations where speaking up might feel easier than staying quiet, but the latter ultimately proves wiser. By following the footsteps of those who've harnessed the power of silence, we position ourselves for similar achievements, not just in grand gestures, but in the everyday choices that shape our lives. Remember, success doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Often it begins in quiet determination, in moments where no one is watching but you. The scientist in his lab, the entrepreneur in her meeting, the athlete in his training, all understood this truth. They trusted that their efforts, though unseen at first, would eventually yield results, and they were right. Now, it's time to take everything you've learned and turn it into action. Understanding the power of silence is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you apply these principles to your own life. Intelligent people don't stop at knowledge. They move forward with intention. And today I'm asking you to do the same. Reflect on the moments where silence could have changed the outcome of a conversation, a decision, or a challenge, and commit to using it differently moving forward. This isn't just about personal growth. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that's calmer, wiser, and more capable. Start by identifying one area of your life where silence can make an immediate impact. Is it in how you handle conflicts, how you approach conversations, or how you manage stress and overwhelm? Whatever it is, focus on that one area first. For example, if you tend to react impulsively during arguments, practice pausing before responding. Take a deep breath. Count to 3, or even step away for a moment if needed. Intelligent people know that small changes lead to big results, and this simple act of restraint can shift the entire dynamic of a situation. Next, challenge yourself to listen more deeply in your interactions. Whether it's with family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, resist the urge to interrupt or dominate the conversation. Instead, lean into silence and give others the space to express themselves fully. Pay attention not just to their words, but to their tone, body language, and emotions. You'll be amazed at how much richer your connections become when you truly hear what someone is saying and what they're not saying. Listening isn't just a skill, it's a gift you give to others, and it's one that will come back to you tenfold. Another powerful step is to create intentional moments of silence throughout your day. Set aside 5 minutes each morning to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and set your intentions for the hours ahead. Use this time to reflect on your goals, process your thoughts, and prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for whatever comes your way. Intelligent people understand that success starts from within, and these moments of stillness are where clarity and focus are born. Even if life feels chaotic, carving out this sacred space will help you stay grounded and centered. You can also use silence strategically in high-pressure situations. The next time you're faced with a tough decision, a negotiation, or a challenging conversation, resist the urge to fill every pause with words. Let silence work in your favor. Allow it to create anticipation, prompt deeper reflection, or give you time to think critically before responding. Remember, silence isn't awkward. It's powerful. It signals confidence, thoughtfulness, and control, qualities that inspire trust and respect in those around you. But perhaps the most important action you can take is to embrace silence as a mindset, not just a tool. Intelligent people don't view silence as something they do occasionally. They see it as a way of being. They carry it with them in every interaction, every decision, and every moment of uncertainty. By adopting this perspective, you position yourself as someone who leads with calmness, thinks with clarity, and speaks with purpose. You show the world and yourself that you're capable of rising above noise and chaos to focus on what truly matters. As you begin to implement these practices, remember that growth takes time. Be patient with yourself as you navigate this journey, and celebrate the progress you make along the way. Every moment of silence you embrace brings you closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. Someone who influences without force, connects without effort, and succeeds without compromise. And here's the final push. Don't keep this wisdom to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend, a family member, or a colleague. Encourage them to explore the power of silence and watch how it transforms their perspective. Intelligent people understand that true leadership isn't about hoarding knowledge. It's about empowering others. By spreading this message, you amplify its impact and contribute to a culture of mindfulness, empathy, and strength. The choice is yours. Will you let silence guide you toward greatness? As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've uncovered about the power of silence. From protecting your peace and avoiding unnecessary arguments to listening deeply and practicing restraint, silence has proven itself to be one of the most intelligent choices you can make in life. It's not just a tool. It's a mindset, a way of being that transforms how you navigate challenges, build relationships, and achieve success. Intelligent people understand this, and now, so do you. Let's revisit the 5 situations where silence proves its worth. When emotions run high, when someone tries to provoke you, when listening teaches more than talking, when negativity surrounds you, and when words could hurt or destroy trust. These moments aren't just opportunities to stay quiet. They're invitations to rise above, to lead with intention, and to demonstrate strength without saying a word. Each time you choose silence in these scenarios, you reinforce your ability to think clearly, act wisely, and connect meaningfully. You show the world and yourself that true power lies not in noise, but in stillness. But remember, embracing silence isn't just about personal growth. It's about creating a ripple effect. When you master the art of silence, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your calm demeanor encourages others to pause before reacting. Your thoughtful responses prompt deeper conversations. Your quiet confidence inspires trust and respect. In short, your silence becomes a catalyst for positive change, not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone you touch. Now, I want to leave you with a final thought, one that ties everything together. Silence is the ultimate act of self-mastery. It's the ability to control your impulses, regulate your emotions, and focus your energy on what truly matters. It's the quiet confidence that says, I don't need to prove myself to earn my worth. And when you embrace this mindset, you unlock a level of influence, authenticity, and resilience that few ever achieve. So as you step away from this video, carry this truth with you. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the foundation of intelligence, leadership, and lasting impact. Before we wrap up, I have one last request for you. If this message resonated with you, if it inspired you to see silence in a new light, then take a moment to share it with someone who needs to hear it, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a colleague. Pass along the wisdom you've gained today. Together, we can create a culture of mindfulness, empathy, and strength. A world where silence isn't feared, but celebrated. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to helping you unlock your full potential through insights like these, and your support means the world. Every like, comment, and share helps us reach more people and spread these powerful ideas further. Finally, I want to thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself, for committing to growth, and for embracing the transformative power of silence. The journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. As you move forward, remember that every moment of silence you choose brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. So keep pausing, keep listening, and keep growing. Because when you harness the power of silence, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and let your silence speak volumes.